What's going on? What is going on? Let's get some people on here. I want everybody to share this out. Give it a few minutes. I'm going to go ahead and get this shared out to some people as well. Boom. Hopefully everybody's having an amazing day. It's a beautiful Sunday. Well, look at that. Repeat myself. Whoop. All right. Got some people on. Perfect. What's going on, everybody? Wanted to first say thank you very much. Super grateful for you to jump on here. Want to talk to you about why we exist. Why we exist. I'm not going to go ahead and get, super religious here. I'm not going to go ahead and talk to you about anything that's, going to be what you learned earlier today at church. I'm just talking about from real life experiences, what it means to me, and how I kind of found out the way that I existed. So jump on in here, share it out. Tell me that you're here. What's up, Chad? Let me know you're here. Tell me where you're watching from. Let's share this value out. I'll be getting a lot of messages of people really not knowing why they exist. They didn't say those exact words, but really reaching out for help, saying, "Man, I really, I'm really lost in life, or not so happy in what I do." And I truly think that if you don't know why you exist and you can't find that purpose, that's when you start second guessing everything you're doing, right? That's when you start second guessing, am I doing the right thing? Am I even here for a reason? Am I worth being on this earth? I get a lot of these messages, and that's why it's super, super important for you. You don't know who you're going to send this out to that could change their life. Share it out. Do not be selfish. Share this thing out to your friends, your family. Let's go ahead and add value to the community of people out there that we love and that we want to change. So I got this little thing over here. I'm just going to give me 1 second. All right. Cool. Like I said, let me know if you're on here. Go ahead and drop out where you're from and where you're watching from, and let's go ahead and dive right in. So when you talk about the reason why we exist, there's just many ways, and this came about me wanting to have this Facebook Live for a few reasons. One is my mentor, my coach, and I had a conversation about it. He read the book, A Man's Meaning. Let's see, I just want to make sure I have it right. So he's reading a book, Man's Search for Meaning, by Viktor Frankl. If you've ever read that, I haven't done it yet, but I'm absolutely putting that on my Audible so I can listen to it. But it just talks about why we exist. What is your purpose? And, I'm going to give you guys a journey. If you're okay with that, I'm going to take you on a quick journey of John Marone's life, not too in depth, but kind of how it all came about. So, when I go ahead and I talk about how do I figure out how do I, exist, why do I exist, all that stuff. I'm not talking about religious stuff. I'm not going to get deep into it. But it didn't happen overnight. It didn't happen after I stopped doing one thing. Let's go back maybe, when I was a teenager, right? I didn't find out the reason why I existed watching other people live a life that I knew wasn't the right way. It didn't happen to me then. It didn't happen to me when I was sitting there all drugged out and no friends to hang out with and nobody really giving a shit if I lived or if I died, at least in my mind. And I sat there watching somebody's house while filled with drugs in my system, thinking at that moment, you would think that, you'd have this brilliant, aha, and you're going to change it all. In that moment, I knew I needed to stop doing drugs, but it didn't give me the reason why I needed to exist. Let me repeat that. In that moment, it gave me something to hold on to, but it didn't give me that ultimate purpose. So it didn't happen then when I'm all drugged up and basically thinking that it's all over. It didn't happen when I was locked up in jail, sitting there, locked up in jail, and not knowing when I'm going to get out. And look, I wasn't in there for years, but I was in there long enough to understand that this is not a place I want to be. And understand that I'm in here because of the actions, right? Life is nothing but the sum of choices. Well, shit, I made some really bad choices, and that's why I ended up in there. And I didn't want to make those choices again. But in that moment, I still didn't know why I existed. I wasn't even looking for a reason why I existed. If I looked for it way back then, I'd be light years ahead of where I'm at now. But I also got to pay respect to my obstacles and my issues and my problems because they allow me to create a new version of me every single day, right? I pay massive respects to my obstacles. If you're not paying massive respects to your obstacles, you're not doing yourself justice. So it wasn't when I was a drug addict, and I had nothing out there. It wasn't when I sat there and was locked up in jail. It wasn't when I got out of jail and was on house arrest. Right? That's not when I was like, why do I exist? What's the purpose of me being here? It wasn't when I got out of house arrest and lived in a motel. I didn't look for the purpose of why I existed. It didn't happen when I was living in a tent. It didn't happen when I was living in a car. What I'm saying is all these major events that you think that at that moment you would say, you know what? I truly, truly think that in this moment, that's when I need to figure it all out. That's not what happened. What happened in that moment, I realized that moment sucked, but I didn't search for that bigger meaning. I didn't search for what it means to live. What is my purpose on this earth? Because I truly think everybody that's watching this, you have a reason why you're here. Not getting it all preachy, but you have a damn reason. You got to figure it out. You have to figure it out. And it didn't take me 10 years, 15 years. It took me 30 years. And every day I think I still find a little bit different things on why I exist, right? You're tweaking it. So when did it happen? When did it happen? And when I realized this is why I exist. All these things happened to me. And me and my wife finally moved into a place that's no longer in an apartment. I lived in an apartment in Asbury Park, lived in an apartment in Seaside, lived in apartments basically, our whole relationship, besides motels. And I was like, you know what? This is awesome. We got a little house. Let's move in. So we move in, and it's October, 5 or so years ago. And a little friend by the name of Sandy, right? Little friend by the name of Hurricane Sandy decided to pay us a visit. And I didn't think anything of it. I just thought, this is going to be another hurricane, but nothing crazy. I live by the water, right? So I had the lagoon and the bay next to me. I had my family come over. I said, you know what? We're going to stay. It's voluntary to go ahead and leave. So let's just go ahead and stay. We're safe. We're good. We're playing Monopoly. And all of a sudden, I saw water come trickling through as we're playing Monopoly. And I'm seeing this water come through and not thinking anything of it. Oh, okay. Well, it looks like it's getting pretty bad out there. As I step through the water and I go out to my living room, I look outside and we have 4 feet of water outside. 4 feet of water outside. Went in panic mode, desperation mode, survival mode, whatever you want to call it. Got everybody upstairs to the attic. It was one floor. We had an attic upstairs, obviously. And so I got all the stuff, our brand new furniture we got on higher level, and we climbed up to the attic. And I'm soaked at this point. Mind you, it's now about 2 feet into the house or so. And I'm soaked because I'm trying to get everything done while everybody else is upstairs. Now we're in this attic and it's freezing cold. I'm soaking wet. And it's me, my wife, my mother, my father, my dog, their dog, and our cat. And in that moment, I'm sitting there and I hear boom, 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 and I see the water rising. It's the tree that's hitting the roof about to come through. Okay, it's a tree that's about to bust through and kill us all. And this is the honest truth of my gut feeling and our gut feeling is it's over. My father thankfully looked up and said it's a pretty strong roof. It's tongue and groove, so we should be kind of good. But still, you never know. But then I look down and it's rung by rung by rung. The water's rising. The water is rising as a tree is hitting. And all I can think about to myself is almost in tears of, I think we're going to die. I've done lots of drugs in my life. I've done crazy things in my life. But this is the moment I truly thought I was going to die. I literally saw everything flash in front of me and I didn't know what to do. But the only thing I could think of was, man, I didn't make enough money. No, it wasn't that. Man, I didn't get to go ahead and go on that trip. No, it wasn't that. The only thing I could think of was, I can't believe I allowed my life to end like this. I can't believe I allowed my life to end like this, putting my own family in danger and not being able to give them the best experience this world has to offer. Not being able to add value and change lives. I was building businesses at the time, here and there, but where the hell did I add impact to the community? Where did I help somebody go from where they're at to where they want to go? I didn't. Maybe in their business here and there, but I truly didn't. And then I think at that point I realized my whole existence on this earth has been a lie. It's been a lie. I've lived selfishly. I've lived to get a dollar, not to add value. I lived scraping by and being excited about small wins, which is fine, but I couldn't think bigger because I was scared to think bigger. And when you don't think big, you won't be able to find why you exist. And in that moment, I realized that's it. I have to make a change in my life. And look, when my grandkids are on this earth, I don't want to be something that just came through and left. I want to leave something so powerful for them that generation after generation remembers who I am, but more importantly, remembers how I made them feel and how I helped them. How I help them. Not just my family, but everybody watching this. And why is that such a passion of mine? Because I was that broken person, and somebody said, you got a chance, dude. Let me show you a different way to live. And that guy his name is Pat Neccarata. Shout out to you, my man. You're a mentor from the very beginning and showed me what life is like on the other side. You showed me there's something else out there besides what you currently know, but you got to understand what you're existing for. You got to understand what's your purpose. And I found that purpose in that moment of scared, upset, regret. And I don't want you watching this, whoever you are, wherever the hell you're at, I don't want you to realize you're what you're existing for, what your purpose is after a major event. Don't wait for that major event to figure it all out. Figure it out now. Before I move on, if you guys are getting value out of this, let me know. Share it out. Put some love on there. Again, if you're here, let me know you're here. For some reason, I can't see. There we go. Things are popping up now. So let me know you're here. Drop some love in the comments. So that's Hurricane Sandy's story, and that's really when I found out my existence. Now, what's going on, brother? All the way from St. Lucia. Good to see you, my friend. So, my existence really came out in that moment of fear, death, whatever you might want to call it. And I always think back to that day. So let's go ahead and talk about why you exist, right? Let's talk about that for a second. And in the book that Mark was telling me about, it talks about the Holocaust, right? And it's an amazing story. It's an amazing story. So everybody's in, this, I'm not going to get it exactly right, but you're going to get the gist of it. Everybody is on this bus. Okay, on this bus heading to the camp. And when they're driving to the camp, they see from the mountain smoke. And they tell them, those are people going to heaven. Those are people going to heaven. So they know they're going to die. Like, that's it. They are going to die. And when they get into the room, they shave everybody head to toe. Imagine what I look like shaved. Some of you guys who used to have some old pictures of me with my head shaved. Not a good look. What the hell was I thinking? So anyway, so they shave you head to toe. Head to toe, they shave you, and you get butt naked. So these people are going to die. They get shaved head to toe, and they get butt naked in a room with thousands of people. They're in this room. Everybody is shaved head to toe. Everybody is naked, and you cannot tell anybody from anybody. All your physical attributes are basically gone. Like, everybody now looks the same. All of the money that was in your pocket is now gone. Everybody's now on the same level. And there's only 3 reasons why those people lived. And some didn't. All right, I mean, for that exact moment. The one reason that kept people alive, shall I say. So there's only 3 reasons, and one main reason, why people were keeping themselves alive. Number 1 is money. The people wanted money. They wanted to get out of there so they could make money. Those people died the quickest. Let me repeat that. The people who wanted the money died the fastest. Number 2, you have people who are holding on to past memories, past experiences. Those people died next. The people that lasted the longest, the people that made an impact on other people in those camps, were the people that wanted to create value and memories in the future. People that wanted to help others get through what they're going through. People that wanted to add value. They lasted the longest. Because when it comes down to life or death, it's not about how much money you made. It's about the memories that you have and the value you've added. Your existence should be not chasing the dollar and not chasing the dream. It's providing value so others can go accomplish their dreams. Others can go overcome their obstacles. You have knowledge. I don't care who you are, where you're at. Like, you have knowledge. And the knowledge you have could help somebody. It could save somebody's life. What are you doing not giving that knowledge to somebody? And if you don't know who to give it to everybody like I'm doing now. And if there's one person that takes that knowledge and it changes their life, you've done your damn job. You've done something that most people are too scared to do. Share your knowledge, right? So it's the people that lasted the longest are the people that wanted to add value to others. So when you look at your existence, it could change. It could change. And I think daily, you got to figure out, why am I existing today? It's a sad thing to think, but it's an amazing thing to think because you have an opportunity to change someone's life. You have an opportunity to change your own life. You have an opportunity to change your legacy. If you don't know why you exist, find out why. Because if you go through every single day and you get your last day on earth and you don't know your purpose, do you feel like you truly lived? And a purpose doesn't mean, Adam Williams and I, shout out to you, A.Will, went to the gym this morning. We were talking about it. We talked about how a lot of entrepreneurs talk crap about the 9-to-5 people. Right? They say, if you're working a 9-to-5, you're stuck, you're in that rut, get out. You don't need to get out. Just be the best at what you do and create experiences. Be somebody that has hold on, I gotta charge my computer. Somebody that has an impact on that business and that you could help that business get to the next level. Let me make sure we don't die here. Hold on. Good. Okay. So, the people that are 9-to-5, your purpose doesn't need to be to go be an entrepreneur, start a business. That's not the end-all be-all. The end-all be-all is, are you truly happy? If you bitch about your 9-to-5 and you don't want a 9-to-5, then don't. Do something else. If you like your 9-to-5, you're just unhappy, figure out what it is that's going to make you happy. Success is different from every single client I have, to everybody I speak to at a conference, to everybody that's on this Facebook Live. Success is different and measured in different increments. What is your success? What is your happiness? How are you progressing in life? Right? In existence, don't get to the end of your day and just be something that just came through and maybe added a little bit of value here, a little bit of value there. Be something that your generation after generation is going to remember you. It's usually the crazy ones. Edison's, right? People always remember the crazy ones. So what are you doing today to figure out what you're existing for? It's something that I truly think of on a day-to-day basis. I have a beautiful daughter and a beautiful wife now, and I want to give them the best life ever. So why am I existing? To hopefully change somebody's life that's watching this. And every single day I want to change one person's life. And in the meantime, create the best experiences for my family and create a legacy that they can be proud of. I want to be able, at the end of my day, to say, I squeezed every juice out of the orange called life. Can you say that? Can you honestly, at this moment, say that? So, that's my little rant for the day. Figure out why you're existing. Figure it out. I can't do it for you. What is your why? What is your purpose? You're here for a reason. You're here for a reason. And you need to figure out that reason. I can't do it for you. Find your why. Find your purpose. Exist. Exist in this life more than just that 9-to-5. More than just that business you own. More than just the money that you're going to make. Exist for a purpose. For a purpose. So I got a special announcement coming out soon. But I have an amazing guest that's going to be on Facebook Live, on my Facebook Live tomorrow. On my Facebook Live tomorrow. This guy is a friend of mine who I've used to hang out with back in the day. We had some good times from Jersey. And he's been through some stuff. He has been through some stuff. He served multiple terms for us. He was, I believe, he was the Army. He has been through hell and back. And when you are going to be able to hear his story, you're going to say, how the hell didn't you quit? He's going to tell you how he didn't quit. I could touch people on certain levels, but what he's going to be able to deliver is a story that other people can relate to. It's a guy that shouldn't be standing right now. And he has a beautiful family and living a beautiful life. I want to be able to add value to you guys by him being able to tell his story and hopefully changing somebody's life. And it's in those moments that you create your destiny. Of hearing something that I said, hearing something that he may say or somebody else, and taking it and actually doing something. Do something with the information you're getting. Stop just getting the information and then saying, check that box off. I went to that conference. Check that box off. I listened to that webinar. Don't check the box off because you listened to it. Check the box off when you actually implement the information. Right? I talk about it all the time. The information porn world that you're in, get the hell out of it and be in an implementation porn world. But anyway, so this guy coming on, his name is Ryan Palmieri. He's going to be on tomorrow, probably going to do around 5 o'clock Central Time. I'm just excited for him to share his story, add massive value to you, and really, really show you guys that, those miracles can happen. That's what it's going to be all about. So I'm here for another few minutes here. I want to stay on. Does anybody have any questions about whether it's why do you exist, or you have any questions about maybe you're in a rut? I get messages every day, and I get it. Some people don't want to be vulnerable in public, but that's usually the best place to be vulnerable because you get really good accountability from it, and you really put yourself out there. And I think that's a huge benefit of these Facebook Lives, is that those people that are watching can get value from just you asking a question. So who has a question? And Sally said the purpose-driven life is a great start. Yeah, absolutely. Go pick up the book, go pick up any book that talks about your existence and your purpose, and then figure it out from there. Because there's just so many reasons why you can exist, but you gotta find it. You have to find it. So what questions do we have? I wanted just to drop some existence and knowledge on you guys today. And hopefully it helped. Hopefully you guys got some value from it. But what questions do you have? And if you haven't, went ahead and joined the Freedom Formula. It's still free. So johnmarone.com, little plug. Look, if you're tired of saying I don't have enough time, if you're tired of the excuse of man, my day got away from me, go to johnmarone.com. If you're serious about taking action and get on the damn program, your life's not going to change unless you change. And that's going to help you. That's 3+ years of me diving into the best and brightest minds in the world, and the most innovating people in the world, and figuring out what is it that works for them and how I can deliver it to you guys in a scalable process. So take a look at that. But what questions do we have? Stay on here for another minute or so. See if anybody has any questions. Drop them. Love to make sure you guys are getting the value. Let's see here. We got a few people on. All right, well, if you guys don't have any questions, I'm not going to go ahead and take up any more of your day. 5 o'clock tomorrow, you're not going to want to miss it, Central Time. It's going to be me and my buddy Ryan Palmieri talking about miracles and telling his story. And it's going to be incredible. Get your tissues ready. Just from him telling it to me in a text message, I definitely started tearing up. So have an amazing day. I want you to go crush it. Figure out why you're here on this planet. Figure out what your purpose is, and absolutely create the best version of you. Until then, message me if you have any questions. Otherwise, go crush it and keep creating the best version of you.